Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm getting into this video. I'm trying to set up my timer so I can make sure I don't run out of time doing this video and you guys are like, stop talking about what you're doing and talk about what you're doing. I needed to talk about OLLO. And it was important that I talked about it because as most of the people that follow the site know, I like looking at smaller shoe companies and doing analysis of companies. Even if I'm not paid for it, my goal is to talk about those companies because the people who are on YouTube that look at all of the sneaker videos that I do, I want that community to become a little bit more engaged in the sneaker industry as owners versus just being people like us who just buy a crap load of shoes for no reason really other than to look fresh and stunt on people. I really like the idea of footwear being produced for a particular reason as opposed to just being mass produced for us to consume. Enough of that kind of conversation. Let's get into OLLO. And many of you guys may not have heard of Movement Sports. You have, but you just didn't know that it was a thing. Niche Sports offers an opportunity for those of you guys who are looking to get into the sneaker industry, but you can't get in through the normal channels by working with a Nike or an Adidas or an Under Armour. There are opportunities that exist for you to enter the market through Niche Sports. York Athletics works with MMA. No Bull works with CrossFit. I'm trying to think of other smaller companies that have entered the niche and kind of stayed there and really grown their markets. No one has really tapped into a sport that I've grown very fond of over the last, 10 years. Simply, I saw a show or a movie called District B13. That film was a French film, and it was one of the most amazing films I've ever seen, and it spawned a sequel. And then they tried to bring it to America with Paul Walker started a movie called Brick Mansions. And they had David, the guy that created the film, originally in France, and he's a legendary free-running parkour expert. In America, we've had different shows. Let me get back on track here. The Niche Sports offer an opportunity for you to get into the footwear industry, and there's a company that was born in 2012, OLLO, who decided to cater to movement sports. Now, what do I mean by movement sports? Here, what you're going to look at real quickly is World Chase Tag. And this is this is a real sport, y'all. And when I say it's a real sport, it's on, CNBC Sports or MSNBC Sports? It's featured on television. But it comes on at weird times, kind of like the NBA used to be a long time ago, where it wasn't aired during regular hours and it was tape delayed and stuff like that. But you have a sport here where you have 800,000 subscribers online and you're getting 8 million views on these competitions of Chase Tag. And I'm sure somebody's like, hey, I saw a show kind of like that, but it didn't look like this. Well, Fox picked up on, let me stop that while it's running. Fox picked up on Chase Tag and they created their own version that's just kind of more flamboyant, it's not as serious as far as I'm concerned. It could be much better. It's entertaining though, because I did watch a full season called Ultimate Tag. Now, Ultimate Tag features JJ Watt, and now I'm going to get to the sneaker part of it. JJ Watt is signed to Reebok. Reebok does not sponsor Ultimate Tag, but what I've noticed is that American Ninja Warrior, all of the people in American Ninja Warrior wear New Balance. So New Balance doesn't do any advertising of any sort for American Ninja Warrior. But there's a shoe company that's involved there. Ultimate Tag has JJ Watt Reebok. American Ninja Warrior has New Balance as the shoe company, but there's no marketing going on. But Jesse Graff, who you see right here at the bottom, over here to my side, down here at the bottom, Jesse Graff is an Under Armour sponsored athlete. Yet Under Armour hasn't done anything with Jesse Graff. She has a huge following. OLLO is entering a market that I think is growing more rapidly than although football is our major sport in America, a lot of parents are like, nah, I'm not letting my kid play football. You get CTE, you get concussions. And we know that the NBA and Major League Baseball and the NFL, those are our major sports, and they get all of the coverage. And Nike is sponsoring every one of those leagues. If you're a startup, you can't get into that area. You're not going to tackle the monster that is Nike, and Nike's not paying attention to free running and parkour. That means that there's an opening there for somebody who's doing a really good job. And OLLO has been doing the job since 2012. What I want to do is go to the point of this post. I hadn't heard of Start Engine. I started researching OLLO a couple of weeks ago, even though I had heard of the company because I'm a Kickstarter person. When I had my shoe company, I did a Kickstarter. OLLO is one of the people that you look at as a successful Kickstarter company. OLLO is restructuring right now. They're using Start Engine. Now, like I said, you look over here to the side, Start Engine allows you, regular people, me, you, everybody out there, to actually invest in companies when they're at their early stage of growth. We can have ownership of OLLO, and I think it's actually a smart thing to do is to at least buy a share, because I think the failure of Reebok to not capitalize on Ultimate Tag or sponsor Chase Tag outright, and the failure of Under Armour not to promote Jesse Graff is an opportunity for OLLO to jump in and grow quicker. Now, I've looked at their YouTube
video on YouTube.
I've looked at their YouTube,
shoes for the athletes,
and I've looked at all of their social media, and it's a company that needs a lot of different work, right? And I'm turning that down, and that's the founder, Chip House. They have an opportunity for growth if they can pull together the correct team and put it in place. You're talking about a company that's in a field that's, one, Instagrammable. You can do it with your peers, and you don't need to pay any money. There's an opportunity for leagues. Parkour is now being considered for the Olympics. There's so much that I can get into in this conversation about OLLO, but what I'm looking at is the opportunity to be on the ground floor of a company that could expand and grow quickly. If one of the other companies, a Under Armour, a Reebok, Adidas, if one of these other companies don't come jump in and buy that company outright, which I think could happen if somebody was smart, OLLO has an opportunity to capitalize on something that's growing. I don't care who you are. You've heard of American Ninja Warrior. You may not have heard of Ultimate Tag, and you may not have heard of World Chase Tag, but people are watching, right? And when I click over and I go to their page and I go to the videos on World Chase Tag, you're talking 5 months ago, 80,000 views, 17,000 views, 18,000 views, 1.4 million views. People are paying attention to World Chase Tag. There's a lack of organization that's available for OLLO to exploit. And I don't mean exploit in a bad way. But there's also an opportunity for us to capitalize on OLLO's potential growth. And I think they are going to grow. I'll put all the links down here in the description. I need feedback on this video. But that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one. What do you think about this?